What's up, Grizz Nation? The Grizzlies are back on the road taking on the Charlotte Hornets tonight at 7 p.m. Joining me from Charlotte before she heads to the arena, ShahAhmadi. Thanks, Ash, for coming back on.
Oh my gosh, love it. Always love chatting with you before this game. We only get to do it twice a year, so got to make the best of it.
Yeah, we'll go for a full 10 minutes. Okay, I'm totally kidding. Let's get into it. Before we begin, the injury report is Santi is questionable, Zaire is questionable, BC is out, Danny is out, and then Tyus Jones, the backup point guard, was just added to the questionable list with a non-COVID related illness. And then for you guys, it just came out that Kelly Oubre is gonna have to need surgery, so he'll be out.
Yes, for probably an extended period of time.
Unfortunately, Gordon Hayward doubtful, Cody Martin questionable. But before we started recording, we talked about how we saw you guys in November, some early November, I think, here in Memphis. But coming into today, although there's not a whole lot of injuries, it is a very different team because I feel like there was a whole lot of injuries last time.
Oh yes, totally different team than when we played you. It was like November 4th, so really early in the season. There was no LaMelo Ball that game, no Terry Rozier that game, no Gordon Hayward that game either, which Gordon, he is listed as doubtful tonight. He left the game on Monday with a hamstring injury, so not sure if he'll play tonight, but no LaMelo and Terry obviously are starting backcourt. LaMelo's been back, I believe, 13 games now, and he just changes the entire structure of the team, the system that they run, the piece of the game. He really just is an actual game changer, which I know you guys know what that's like with having someone like Morant on your team. So it's definitely going to be a different looking Hornets team than last time. The last meeting did not go well for us. We shot very poorly. I think it was like 45% from the field. So I'm hoping with some of these added pieces back that it'll be different tonight.
Yes. Both these teams, top 5 teams in rebounding, top 10 in points in the paint. And you kind of said it's the similar ways in scoring in the paint because it's the guards a lot of the time driving in. How do you picture LaMelo versus Ja? This was like one of those matchups, like even last year or the year before, it was like, oh, LaMelo versus Ja. Are we excited for this one tonight for the first time this season?
I mean, it's literally two of the best, most flashy, most talented, young superstar point guards in this league. Like they have changed the game, and I mean, they're superstars. Like people, we played the Lakers on Monday, and obviously you get a lot of Lakers fans that come to the game, a lot of LeBron fans, and I totally understand. But it is the same when Ja Morant comes to town, especially considering he's from South Carolina. This is a little bit like a hometownish game. I mean, I'm not sure if he was a Hornets fan growing up, but it is the closest NBA team to where he is from. So I feel like last year when you guys came here, he had like 50 to 100 people that came to the game just for him. So I can imagine the same turnout tonight. And yeah, it's just fun when you watch just how talented they are and what they can do. And I mean, who even knows how they do it, but it's like two guards who literally can do it all, and they've kind of experienced similar trajectories. I mean, I know Ja's been in the league a year longer, but both coming off all-star years and just both complete game changers. And so being able to watch them go head to head, I mean, we always talk about it in the pregame show. We talk about it in the game once we get to like halftime, whatever it may be. It's just fun to watch.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we didn't get that last time we played. So this will be the one and only time we get to see these two point guards go head to head. So tune in if you're watching this, if you're watching on Bally. Okay, here's my big thing from our side, because you're talking about players who didn't play for you. Jaren Jackson Jr. didn't play last time that we played you as well. Right now, he's leading the league in blocks per game. And this is a stat that I don't want to bring up, Ash, but the Hornets get blocked the most out of everyone in the league right now. And so, they want to be able to drive because they do such a good job driving. But I think with Jaren in as well as Steven now, it's going to force them to kick it out a bit. Shooting about 32% from the field ish. But if there's one thing about this Hornets team, they can score. I saw some stat that was like 9 games this year, we've scored over 120. Like there's been a 130 game last week. How is this team going to score tonight? Or how does it change at least when Jaren's in?
Well, if I remember, so even though Jaren didn't play the last game, Steven Adams absolutely crushed us. I think he had like maybe 20 rebounds, close to, I don't even know, but it was an insane number. So they know that coming into it. Mason Plumlee has been playing really well.
Oh, he's been consistent.
Yeah, he's been,
Good memory.
He's been consistent. Mason's been consistent for a lot of the season, but this last like week or two, I just feel like I've talked to him before, like he's just coming into his own. He's being super consistent. And then having Mark Williams play the last couple of games, our rookie, man, he has been phenomenal. You can tell that he was such a good college player and it translated to the NBA. He put his time in, going to the G League. He's been back and forth a little bit and that's paid off as well. And he's just seizing the opportunity. He's actually the only guy up to this point. Our Coach Clifford talks about it a lot. Mark was the only guy who didn't get his fair shot in playing up until recently. So talking about season opportunity, that is Mark Williams. So those guys are going to be so important tonight because, like I said, Steven Adams just absolutely killed us. And Jaren Jackson is the same way, except he can also like shoot the three. So that's great. So it's going to be all about the defense, which it normally is. I mean, this team has preached since day one, getting back, transition defense. The Lakers really killed us on transition offense in the last game. And so it's something that they continuously work on each game. And it's going to be just as important tonight with how Ja plays and like the pace that he plays with. And I know, the outlet passes to Steven Adams, Jaren Jackson, whatever it may be. I think transition defense is going to be another big factor tonight.
Yeah, both teams play super high pace. Obviously, the Grizzlies love to score out in transition. Now, I had it written down here that the three guys that I was most worried about because I did my scouting report was obviously Rozier, and then Mark Williams was my third guy simply because he has been playing so well when I looked at your guys' stats from the last few games. And then also with Santi Zaire and Tyus questionable, Brandon out, like that's our entire almost second unit that we aren't sure about. Now, Mark Williams is coming in this like hot streak against this second unit that's going to be, down a number of guys. I guess we'll find out closer to game time how many guys. But is this going to be a Mark Williams kind of game tonight with the potential lack of depth from the Grizzlies?
I hope so. I'm totally hoping so because in his first game at the Spectrum Center, which is where the Hornets play, he completely balled out and had like his first career double-double. He did a really, really great job. I know, which was so exciting for him. So that was awesome. And I'm hoping it'll be the same again because with Kelly Oubre now, like officially out, you obviously have to switch up the rotation a little bit because Kelly added so much coming off the bench. I mean, he started for a lot of the season when we had those major injuries, and then he kind of got pushed back to coming off the bench, which is exactly what you need, someone who can score in that second unit. And so then we were relying on, Jalen McDaniels, Mark Williams, JT Thor, just some of those guys to produce, because I feel like talking about bench points is very underrated. I know people talk about it, but it's just incredible when you have your starters either get in foul trouble or obviously they have to take breaks. If you don't have people, even if it's just like one or two guys who can keep it going, yes, it's like you're not going to have a chance to win. Like, the starters cannot play all 48 minutes. So it's like, that I think is so important. So I'm right there with you. Hopefully Mark can have a really good game. I feel like he's done a really great job when Neeson has to sit. He comes in and just keeps it consistent, even, scores, rebounds, whatever he does. Something that has really impressed me with him is his ability to get these rebounds. And you would think it looked like he goes over the back, but he doesn't get called for it. So I don't know. It's happened. Yes, it's happened multiple times. So at first I was like, surely the refs aren't missing this because they never would miss something like that multiple times. But I think he's just found his niche, which is rim protection. Yes, and just literally plucking it off of their heads, which is, we'll take it. So I think the bench is going to be very important tonight to answer that question. And hopefully Mark can help kind of get things going early.
Yes. All right, Ash, this is the last time we'll speak on here. On here. I block her number.
I know.
Ashley, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck tonight. Have fun. And I guess I'll see you at All-Star.
Yeah, something like, we'll definitely see each other again, but this has been so fun. Always great talking to you.
Thank you again. Everyone watching at home, this one's on Bally Sports, or the Bally Sports Plus app, 7 p.m. tip. We'll see you there.